I was pouring juice into my daughter's cup when my phone buzzed. Dad's name on the screen. That alone was strange. He rarely called directly, especially on a day like this. We were at my in-laws celebrating my wife's birthday. The whole place was loud. Laughter, cake, cousins screaming over balloons. I picked up a casual, "Hey, Dad, what's up?" His voice cut through everything, sharp, urgent. "Where are you right now?" I glance around. At my in-laws. Everyone's here. "Why?" He didn't hesitate. "Take your daughter and leave. Right now. Don't ask questions." A chill slid down my spine. "Wait, what? What's going on?" His voice dropped low, tight with something I couldn't name. "Just trust me. Go. I'll explain later." I didn't question him again. I walked to my daughter, scooped her up mid-giggle, muttered something vague about needing air, and stepped out the front door. I didn't even grab my wife. I buckled my daughter into the car, drove 2 blocks, and parked. Only then did I realize I was shaking. She was confused. So was I. I called him back, voice cracking. "What is happening?" He told me. My wife's family never liked mine. They smiled in front of people, sure, but I saw it in the way her mother would say things like, "You're not one of those people, are you?" when we were dating. My dad was a mechanic. Honest, hardworking, a man who smelled of engine oil and didn't know how to fake polite. Her dad owned furniture showrooms, wore gold watches, and expected to be addressed like royalty. Still, I loved her. From the moment we met in college, she made me feel like I mattered, like I was enough. We got married, had a daughter 2 years later. Things got harder after that. I juggled 2 jobs. Her family helped, first groceries, then a car lease, later bigger things, a down payment, medical bills. But every favor came with a string I wasn't allowed to touch. They made sure I knew I wasn't really part of them. I was just tolerated. My dad watched it all quietly. He never said much, but once he did tell me, "Be careful what you let people give you. Some gifts aren't free." About 6 months before that birthday, my father-in-law offered me a business opportunity, a luxury showroom. He'd handle the capital. I'd manage operations. Sounded too good. I had a lawyer friend look over the paperwork. He frowned. "This isn't a partnership. This makes you liable, but gives you no power." When I asked my father-in-law about it, he waved it off. "That's how these things are written. You'll make more than you've ever dreamed." I didn't sign. After that, the temperature dropped. Her mom stopped calling. Her dad wouldn't look at me at dinners. Even my wife was distant. She said I was being suspicious, ungrateful. 3 days before the party, she cornered me. She had papers, bank statements, forged to look like I was hiding income. "My dad says you've been lying, that you're trying to avoid paying us back, that this was fraud." I just stood there, speechless. "You think I've been scamming your family all this time?" She didn't reply. That silence was worse than screaming. I left, drove straight to a lawyer. The documents were fake, easy to prove, but something in me cracked. Not just at the lie, but at the fact she believed it, that she didn't even question it. My dad had overheard a conversation at a tea shop a few days before. My father-in-law was bragging to someone, said he'd make sure the loser didn't get a cent. That's why Dad called me. He knew something was about to go down. That party wasn't a celebration. It was an ambush. They planned to serve me with legal papers in front of the whole family. Humiliate me, but I didn't let them. My dad pulled me out before they could drag me under. A week later, my wife packed her things, moved back in with her parents, and took our daughter. Said she needed space to think. For now, I get partial visitation, but the custody fight is looming. Her family filed a defamation suit using those fake documents. We tore it apart in court. Legally, I'm fine. Emotionally, that's another story. My daughter keeps asking why Mommy cries when my name comes up. I don't have an answer that doesn't hurt her. My wife and I still talk sometimes. Brief, hollow conversations. No real apology. Just once, she said, maybe I should have asked more questions. But it felt more like a thought she said out loud, not something meant for me. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I hadn't answered that call. If I'd stayed in that room full of cake and candles and hate, if I'd been blindsided in front of everyone, maybe I would have snapped. Maybe I would have lost everything, my daughter included. Instead, I got out with my dignity, but not much else. My dad calls every night, just to check in. He never says, "I warned you," never gloats, just listens. I'm surviving. That's what betrayal feels like. Not a stab, not a blow. It's a slow unraveling, a quiet undoing of the life you thought was real. And when it's gone, all you can do is gather the scraps and hope next time the thread holds.